Hello, everyone. Hello. Y'all know I'm still new at all this reading the StreamYard stuff, so I don't know who's in the chat. So if you're in the chat, make sure to say hello, hello, and I will say hello back. Hi, Christina. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. I see that. Y'all, I am so excited to do this live tonight. Let me tell you a little backstory of how I met Mountain Grandma. So when we first started the podcast, um, probably it was maybe August, maybe July or August of 2021. Me, Lisa, Alicia, Casey, and Monica were all talking about how we were going to do our episodes. And we were talking about a Christmas episode. And I was like, well, I want somebody to like perform live. And Lisa said, oh, if you haven't heard of Mountain Grandma, you need to reach out to Mountain Grandma because she's amazing. She's amazing. Reach out to her. She'll do it. I was kind of nervous because I was like, what do you say? You're like, hey, we have a startup little podcast. We want you to perform. Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Well, Tammy agreed. She's absolutely stunningly amazing, talented, knowledgeable. I just adore her. So why not bring her up now so we can like blow up the
Hey,
head? Blow up the head. Hi, Tammy.
hi, good to see you.
Good to see you again. It's funny, y'all, because hi, Andale. Um, I literally just saw Tammy. I think it was like six hours ago. I think because I was
Yep.
on her live, and if you didn't see
Mhm.
that, I am actually posting it in the chat. Go give a thumbs up, make a comment on Tammy's live.
Thank you,
But
Casey. That
hi,
was fun.
Tammy.
We loved having
That
you.
was fun. That was fun, and um, I always learn so much from you. And what I want to talk to you tonight about on our live
Sure,
is I learned that you do a lot of tinctures.
I do.
Um, and I learned that from the holiday episode of Brown the
Hmm.
Hay Bale.
Hmm.
And when I was talking about doing this, when I was planning it out, my mother actually was like, "Well, make sure to ask Tammy like what her opinion is on really good sleepy time teas and different
Hmm.
tinctures." So I promised her that I would ask you these things.
Okay,
So
you got
be
it.
prepared. So
You got
Tammy, for those who don't know you, which if you don't know Tammy, shame on you, go and subscribe. Tell us a little bit more about you and your channel.
Sure. So, our channel, my husband and I just really document our lives and the things that we do. We live in northern Arizona and we like to go hunting and camping. We're actually out in the woods in our little trailer right now. So, that's kind of what you see going on in the background. It's really
I
windy.
love the color though. I love the color.
I didn't paint it, but it's not too bad, you know? Um, I I would like to remodel the inside of it. That would be a fun thing. But so we like to do those kinds of things. I garden. I've been studying herbalism for, gosh, over at least close to 20 years, if not more than at this point. And so I share some of my herbal knowledge and recipes. I'm not afraid to share recipes with people for things that I make. If it helps another person, awesome. And then also, I like to make lotions and soaps and candles and stuff like that. So I'll share those kinds of things. And my husband and I play music. So we share some videos of us playing music as well. And I am a songwriter. So I'll share some songs that
An
I've written.
amazing songwriter.
Oh,
Let's just put that
thank
in. An amazing songwriter.
Thank you so much, Casey. So yeah, I do that as well. So our channel is really just a lot of everything that we like to do.
Hey, my granny's garden, off the wall prepper, and
Hey
Dale
there.
and Christina. Hey to everybody that said hello. So, Tammy, let's first talk about. I may have just said it wrong. Herbalization, is that
No, herbalism.
herbalism? Explain
Yeah.
to people that don't know what that is, like myself,
Oh,
obviously,
sure.
because I
It's
just.
just herbal medicine, and
Okay.
it's just using herbs to treat illness and chronic disease symptoms, first aid. Just you turning to herbs. And you could, a lot of people wouldn't say supplements, but I throw supplements into what I do. I mean, I was sick not too long ago, and I had some
Thank
people
you.
that ask me to share what what I did and what I took, and it's kind of a combination of, for me, is food, being knowledgeable of what kind of food is going to help you. You can go to
Hmm.
food first. That's the best thing. And then you use your herbs and your supplements. So that's kind of how I look at it.
Now, how did you get into that? Like, how was there a significant event in your life that was kind of like, maybe I
Oh
should kind
yeah.
of look into doing this? Could you
Yeah.
explain more about what really got you into
Sure.
doing the home
Sure.
remedies and the herbal medicine?
Yeah. So I after I got my degree in biomedical engineering, I went to work in clinical research and worked within the pharmaceutical industry. Don't hate me. I'm in medical devices now. I didn't do it, but
Hey, we all need a paycheck.
but I did have a really hard time working in the industry, in the on the pharmaceutical side, because I you recognize things, right? And I had to look at patient charts all day. I looked at patient charts a lot. I mean, there was many hours spent looking at patient charts as part of what I did. And you never saw, you always hear people that are so fearful of herbs. And I have, I'm telling you, I was in 12 years on the pharma side. Of all of that time, I never came across anybody's chart that said kidney failure due to herbs or due to
Mhm.
wild yeast rice. I know that's one thing you kind of got to be careful for with that. Or any of ever. As a matter of fact, what I saw was the patients that were within the practice that had the best outcomes, that were the healthiest, those were the patients who had supplements and herbs listed in their list of medications, and
Mhm.
they would have less medicines. And not all doctors were on board with that. Some, it was a very hard no. But we did have a couple of really good doctors there. And one doctor in particular, he would argue with the other doctors and he would say, we're making people sicker by treating chronic kidney disease with medications. We're
Mhm.
making people sicker. And the other doctors would say, well, they're not going to change their life. They're not going to do anything different. Just give them the medicine. That's your job. And there, I was privy to these conversations, and I could see for myself that certain medications caused problems. Ibuprofen, do you know, in nephrology world, they consider that nephrotoxic. That is the word they use for ibuprofen.
Well, it's the worst thing ever, period. I mean, ibuprofen is, I mean, it eats away at your stomach. I mean, even, I don't know if you know this, Tammy, but back on the podcast, we talked about it. Me and Casey from Lady Boots, both of our backgrounds, even before my acting, was LPN, was nursing.
Oh,
And
really? No, I didn't know that.
and I got into it, I did it, and I lived that life for a little bit, and then realized it wasn't what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. But I learned a
Yeah.
lot from the ways that
Hmm.
you're saying that you're looking at the charts, and you never saw that somebody got
Yep.
sick due to herbal medicines or
No.
home remedies. I learned from this one woman.
Mm-mm.
I will never forget about her. Her name was Gladys, and she was
Hmm.
probably early 70s nurse. She was the one training our class.
Yeah.
And she had a couple different herbal remedies that she shared with me that I will always remember.
Oh,
She,
awesome. You're going to have to share.
she, she used to say that her mother used to make a homemade mustard, like a
Uh
yellow
huh.
mustard,
Uh huh.
and that if she was burnt, like if she touched a pan that was hot, she put the yellow mustard on there,
Hmm.
and that was the easiest way to take off the burn and take away the pain and
Hmm.
everything. At first, I was like,
Uh huh.
"Girl, no, no,
Uh
that
huh.
don't work." And then
Uh
I
huh.
I burned my hand. I grabbed a skillet at a restaurant, a
Uh huh.
Mexican restaurant, and it hurt so bad.
Uh huh.
And I had the yellow mustard and
Uh
was
huh.
able to rub it on there. And it was like magic, Tammy. Literally, the
It
burn,
works.
everything, no
Yeah.
scar. And the other one
Hmm.
was she used to joke about that Mary Poppins was right about a spoonful of sugar. Now, she said a spoonful of honey,
Hiccups. Uh huh.
but if you take a spoonful of honey and stir it in warm water, when you
Uh-huh.
take something like a leaf, or not ibuprofen, y'all, because we were just talking about
Yeah.
that, but a pain
Yeah.
pill, if you
Mhm.
have pain pills because of back surgery or
Mhm.
something, it gets it into your
Mhm.
bloodstream faster, and that's what you want. And so she did teach me that the honey, homegrown honey, is a good way to get pain pills if you need it into your body faster, is the bloodstream.
Interesting. So that's a
So,
new one to me. I've
mhm,
heard the mustard one. I've never tried it for burns. I don't burn myself very often, but usually honey is like right there, and honey's another
I,
good one for
I'm
burns. But
I burn myself literally all the time, like daily. Hi, Carmen. Hi, Carmen.
see there,
Hello,
and hi to everybody in the
Nora.
chat.
Yes, I'm trying to go back over to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Hello, hello, everyone. Hello,
Aw,
hello.
love Ray from Off the Wall
Love
Prepper.
raid. Oh, off the wall prepper.
So
Thank
much.
you. Thank you so much.
That is awesome.
Yes, and Dale, local honey. So now that we've talked about that, because you
Mhm.
probably have more insight on this, Tammy, than I do, of why
Mhm.
it is so important that
Mhm.
local honey is important if you're
Mhm.
doing honey as a remedy,
Mhm.
or as a hyperallergenic or something like that. Why
Yeah.
is local honey so important?
So, I mean, local honey is super important if you're doing it for allergies, because all the bees are getting from the plants that could be causing your allergies. But
Hmm.
otherwise, you can use any kind of honey in your medicinal remedies, any kind of honey. But the local raw honey is the best for your allergies.
Oh,
Definitely.
absolutely. And I completely agree with that.
Mhm.
I used to always get my actual cousin, her husband's father owns a 100-acre bee farm in
Mhm.
Illinois. And
Mhm.
I used to always get his because I was like, oh, it's homegrown, though. It's good.
Heck
It's fine.
yeah, that's awesome.
But until I started digging deeper, and they were like, no, you really need to look for Georgia bee
Oh, it
farms. If you
wasn't,
live in
so it wasn't
Georgia,
honey.
no,
Yeah.
he's in Illinois. Yeah, they were like, it's
Oh,
great
I
that
got
it's homegrown, but it won't do the same thing.
yeah. Mhm.
So
Yep.
when you talk about home remedies and tinctures, what are
Mhm.
some of like a must-have that if you could recommend to newbie homesteaders like myself, to learn
Mhm.
and research to have in your medicine closet, I guess you could call it?
So, first up, I would say know what you have in your kitchen, because
Hmm.
without going and doing anything fancy, what you have in your kitchen is so important, and I'll speak to that a little bit. So, garlic, for anybody who has high blood pressure, anybody who's had this, might be a good idea to eat yourself a garlic clove every day just to keep your blood thin, only because of the side effects that the news won't tell you about related to that. Um, but for high blood pressure, certainly. And then thyme. If you get a cold or a cough or combination of the two, I love to make a thyme and sage tea, and I'll add some honey and some lemon to it, and I'll drink that, and it helps. And then I would say also there's thyme and sage. We got garlic, honey. We talked about that. And then if you have chamomile tea, a lot of people just have chamomile tea in their house because maybe they like a nice cup of chamomile tea to relax at the end of the day or something like that. But let me tell you, chamomile tea is straight up some good medicine. And the chamomile tea, if you have somebody who has gallbladder symptoms that seem to recur, chamomile tea, super strong, will halt them, and I'm not kidding you. And then look in your refrigerator. These are just ones that how I use them and what I have. Yeah, don't downplay chamomile tea. That is straight up a number one treatment for
Well,
gallbladder
I
flares.
love me some chamomile tea regardless. And now, when you
Yeah.
say super strong chamomile tea, what do you mean by super strong?
So I mean not just one tea bag, but two or three tea bags make it strong. Like it's almost going to be bitter, because you're going to be drinking it in a medicinal way versus just, a relaxing, chilled cup of chamomile tea.
Right. So
Mhm.
2 to 3 tea
Tea
bags.
bags if you're purchasing it like that. I get I buy chamomile tea like in bulk, just or not chamomile tea, but chamomile flowers. So I'm making my own. But if you're going to use store bought, you kind of got to take in mind like it's probably more oxidated, like it's probably a little older.
Hmm.
So you want to use two or three to increase the potency of it.
Now, I just started growing chamomile last year.
Oh,
Um,
awesome.
and it actually was very easy to grow here. And we did a chamomile and marigold tea
Uh-huh.
blend, a dry tea blend that was really good
Mhm.
as a sleepy time.
Yeah.
But what do you consider a tea bag? Is that like a teaspoon? Is that like a tablespoon? Or
Oh, actually, so a tea bag is about a teaspoon, like your smaller spoon in the drawer. That's how much they put into a store, tea bag.
y'all
So if
don't
you have
judge me.
your
I told
own,
y'all I have my notepad down here. I take notes for Tammy.
yeah, use like two or three of them. And hey, when we're talking gallbladder pain too, and I did a video on this
Mhm.
because it's something that will flare up on my husband. And disclaimer: I am not a doctor, so just gonna
Right.
say that
We're
use
not doctors in here, y'all.
use your discretion and do your own research. But another, when we're also talking about what I consider like herbal medicine or natural medicine, radishes. I always have radishes in my refrigerator. Always have radishes in case the hubby has, for a couple of reasons. A lot of people don't realize how powerful them little radishes are, but they help clean out your liver and your gallbladder. So if he has a gallbladder attack, he'll sit down and eat a bunch of radishes, and I mean a bunch, and he'll drink chamomile tea, and it'll take care of it. And also radishes, if you have a headache, it could be that maybe your liver's not. This is Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, what I'm sharing with you now. And this is how they treat it. If you have what they call liver fire rising, it causes headaches. Liver fire rising is just a fancy way of saying your liver, you've had some really good cheese and maybe some fried food. And heck, maybe you haven't been drinking as much water as you should be. And it's just kind of
Mhm.
sludgy. It's not diseased. It's not sick, talking about your liver, but you do need it cleaned out a little bit. And radishes will
Yeah,
do that for you. If you just eat two or three
radishes.
radishes a day, it'll help keep you healthy. And also, women, your monthly time, your liver is responsible for processing all of those estrogen hormones. So that time of the month, when some people will get a really bad headache, eat those radishes. It'll help you by cleaning out your liver, and then the rest of your body's going to respond.
That's good to know about the radishes because we got
Yeah.
some radish seeds in a seed swap, and I'm
Hmm.
like,
Yeah.
what do you do with these radish seeds? Because I have never eaten or grown
Oh,
radishes
no.
before, but it's good to know that. No, I'm
Yeah.
not. I know that it's spicier. Isn't it? It's
Uh-huh.
like a pepperier root
I
vegetable.
love radishes. Yep. Yep. And kind
And
of hot.
Christina
You can pickle
said,
them too. Hey,
"Oh,
everybody.
now pickled radish, yes.
Hmm.
I've heard about those are pretty bomb."
Hmm.
Christina said, "I'm doing a video on garlic infused honey.
Oh,
Um, is
yeah.
is is that the same thing as the onion infused honey that I've heard about?
Similar.
So the onion honey is for like colds and stuff, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
What
And
is
garlic
the
honey.
garlic
So
honey is for?
I've never used garlic honey. Dragonflies, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it could be a way of getting your garlic in if you're trying to take that every day, but then it would also be good for a cold as well. But dragonflies, let me know if that's the way you all are planning on using it.
Trying to go back.
And then lemons. I love to have lemons in my refrigerator too. Again, we're talking
Me
liver
too.
health. In traditional Chinese medicine, they call your liver is called the general because it is responsible for so much cholesterol production. And it produces cholesterol, but it also processes it, as well as your hormones and just keeping. If you talk to a gastroenterologist, somebody who does stomach medicine, GI doctor, right? They're
Hmm.
going to tell you that if you don't have good stomach health, you're going to have poor health overall. So it helps to keep you on check.
And that's lemon, right? Because now I'm confused. Off the wall prepper, what's going to make my chest hair grow? Are we talking radishes or are we talking lemons? Because I should be a bush here
I
that's
think he
lemons.
might be talking that honey, that
Oh,
garlic honey.
the garlic honey. Okay. And Christina said yes to your question, Tammy.
Okay, yep. Yeah, and onions. Did you know you could put onions on a bruise? I mean, granted, you're gonna smell you're gonna smell like onions, but you could put onions on a bruise if you hit your leg and you don't want it to bruise. For example, I'm like
Uh huh.
Queen Faller over here, and you kind of wrap it up. You won't have a bruise. The onion will take care of that. You could put a cut.
What?
Yes, you could put a cut onion next to your bed if you have a cold or any respiratory problems, and it helps you while you're sleeping. All
I need
kinds
to
of.
try that. I need to try that. There's so many things that you can use with onions. Yes, they don't smell good, but again, like I said on your live, Tammy, I'm single and ready to jingle. So
I love that.
I'm not worried about the onion smell.
Yeah.
I actually got that from my friend Chrissy over at Along the River Homestead. She says
Hmm.
that she said it to me over the holidays. She said, "Casey, are you single and ready to jingle?" I said, "Yes." So I've used it now.
That's awesome.
So let's go into the chat real fast. Let me
Sure.
see if we have anything that jumps in
Oh,
that.
off the wall prepper said garlic in your socks too.
I had now that I've heard.
Hmm. Yeah.
Da, da, da. Let me get rid of onions. Yes. And also, this is probably really gross, but lemon and lime, if you don't have deodorant,
Uh huh.
which funny thing, when we first started going to the farm for long extended weekends, we were just doing
Uh
construction. I always forgot to pack a deodorant. And when you're
huh.
working outside and you come in, you're like, ooh,
Uh
Lord
huh.
help me. But I had lemon and lime. If you like rub it under the armpit. I
Uh
know it
huh.
sounds terrible, y'all. Don't kill me in the chat. But the lemon and lime, the acidity takes away the smell.
Awesome.
So
That's a
I've
new
thought
one
about
for me.
using it in homemade deodorant. Have you ever made homemade deodorant, Tammy?
I have. I have. And I don't know how you do yours. I use the
I've
air.
never made it before.
Okay, you can, and I thought I need to make some. And I've thought about doing a video, but arrowroot, and you could do a little bit of baking soda, but don't do straight. Like you'll see some where they do a whole bunch of baking soda,
Mm-hmm.
and I will warn you on that. You won't notice at first, but after using it for, I don't know if it's a week or 2 weeks or so, you're going to start to feel like you're getting a little raw from that baking soda. Arrowroot powder is really awesome. You could put a little clay in it too if you want. There's a lot of recipes out there, Casey. You just
Because
got
I
to find
looked
one you
up.
like.
I know. I did end up buying arrowroot powder, not
Uh
necessarily for
huh.
the deodorant, but I can't
Yeah.
remember.
You can cook with it too.
That's what I was going to say. Somebody was saying that they used it as a thickener instead of
Yeah, like instead of cornstarch.
cornstarch.
Yep.
So it's a good. I have like 4 containers of it, so I need to look
Yeah.
at some good deodorant ones.
Hmm.
Um, Going through the other ones. Oh, I've heard this one too.
Do you see Puddle of Souls?
No, is
Oh,
it
they said,
back?
"I hope no one catches me rubbing down with a lemon."
I'm sure
Just
people have from me, but I'm trying to find. Oh, there it is.
yeah. Grace and Fire said they've used arrowroot. They're allergic to baking soda. Hmm.
Oh, Glenda, you're gonna have to get me your recipe if you use
Oh,
arrowroot.
hey. So off the wall prepper said try some wormwood teas. Ask dragonflies. That's one thing I have not used. So
The
uh,
wormwood teas.
yeah, yeah. What can you
What is
use for
wormwood tea?
cut from there? It's an herb. So wormwood's an herb, but I've never
Uh,
used it. I've heard of it, but I've just never used it. And I'm trying to. Oh, is it nasty? Dragonflies.
is it really? But Christina, is it nasty but it helps, or is it nasty and off the wall prepper is throwing me and Tammy under the bus to try it? Which one are we at?
Yeah. What do you use it for, Christina?
Yeah, what do you use it for? And I saw this. That's true. Pickle juice is amazing.
It
Pickle
is.
juice really is really good. Another thing
Yeah,
that
I'll drink
I'm
it.
surprised that people haven't mentioned is apple cider vinegar.
Oh yeah, my fire cider I use that in.
Well, I made some scrap apple scrap vinegar
Uh-huh.
last, I think, August, and it's almost
Uh-huh.
ready to start using it.
Awesome.
To get off my blood pressure medication back in the
Yes.
day, I
Yeah.
had the worst time because I would work for a chain fast food restaurant, or not fast
Mhm.
food, but chain restaurant, Longhorn
Uh-huh.
Steakhouse. And I
Uh-huh.
would have the worst anxiety attacks
Yeah.
because of the money, and we're not going to go into all of that. But I
Yeah.
did a shot of apple
Mhm.
cider vinegar, and I
Mhm.
could feel the blood pressure in my body like
Mhm. Yeah.
release.
Yep.
And
You know,
I'm
doctors
surprised nobody
will
mentioned
tell
that.
you. Yes, and doctors will tell you that you can't feel high blood pressure, and I beg to differ. Oh, yes, you can, because
Yes, you can.
if my blood pressure gets high, I can feel it. And I've been on
Mhm.
that same journey of getting off of my blood pressure medications. I was on two, and I'm now taking like half of one of them every other day. So I'm just about done weaning myself off of both of them. But it's finding the other stuff. Hey, Vanessa. Yeah.
I That's so funny that they say you can't feel it. Yes, you can. It's like
Yes,
you
you
get like this
can.
throbbing headache
Horrible headache.
first,
Yes.
and then it's like your whole body's hot, and then
That's
it feels like
awful.
it can't pump stuff through your
Hey,
veins. It's
here's
it's
another
terrible.
one. Anybody who has any blood pressure that rises, you can take cayenne pepper, put it in a tea, and drink that. And that's going to help have a quick response to dropping their blood pressure. And another one, get them in a shower. It's not a long-term fix, but
Mhm.
if somebody's having like a hypertensive event, and this is coming from firsthand experience, people, I'll tell you what we've had to do with me, because I've had some of those. I'll start eating celery. I'll start really chugging the water. I will have a warm cup of tea with cayenne pepper. If I have medicine, which I did, and maybe I just forgot to take it or something like that back when I was taking medication, like more than I am now, because remember, I'm still on that half a one. But I would take medication. It takes a while for it to kick in. And
Yeah, usually 6 to 8 hours.
yeah, dark chocolate will help
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah.
And getting in that shower will drop it about 10 points, which is, helpful if you're running around 155 over 105. You're in a lot of pain at that
Right,
point. If you could just drop 10 points, it's going to help. For me, it's always diastolic, the bottom number.
right.
Somebody else saying turmeric is great. Yeah. Yes, it
I just
is.
saw that
So that's like,
turmeric
I'm
and
trying to
ginger
think if there's
tea.
any more kitchen
Yes.
ones. Yes. Yep. Ginger's another
Now,
one that
while
I consider like a medicine that I always have in my kitchen.
oh, and also it just makes everything taste better when you cook. I'll tell you,
Mm-hmm.
my
It
mother loves to
does.
throw
It
ground
does.
ginger in everything. She throws it in turmeric, really. She throws it all. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, Mom, did you just throw some turmeric and ginger and some
Yeah.
eggs? She's like, Yep, I did.
She
I was
does,
like,
don't she?
Okay, okay. I'm
These
trying
are
to get through
just
all the
so,
comments, y'all.
yeah. So when you ask me about what herbs I use, I like to go to the kitchen first, because everything that I just mentioned to you is everything that people probably have in their kitchen that they can use. And
Mhm.
I would say anybody who's just learning about things, learn what you already have and tend to have on a regular basis, and learn how to use that. That's going to be wonderful information for you to have, because you
Mhm.
have it. But then
Right.
there's certain herbs outside of that that I use. I would say next place to go after going to your kitchen, and I'm just thinking like, um, for people that either don't purchase herbs, don't grow herbs, you're going to go to your kitchen first, and then you're going to go out to your yard, right? Go out on your property and see what you have growing out there. For me, one of the things I did when I was sick, this, not too long ago, I drank a cup of mullein and yarrow tea every day. Every day I
Uh,
drink a
I've
cup of
heard
it.
the yarrow tea is good.
And mullein is like really healing to your lungs. And since, when I say I was sick, chances were good that I had the what, but I didn't go. I was handling it.
Cinnamon vanilla. Cinnamon vanilla. I think
Yeah, the cinnamon vanilla. That's what
the cinnamon vanilla.
And I didn't go and so that it could get a name. I didn't need my really bad cold to have a name. It wasn't that wasn't
Right.
we know what I'm saying. But I drank that mullein and yarrow tea, and I really believe in the two of those. They're friends. They're friends out in the woods. They tend to grow together. And so they work synergistically with each other also. Well, I mean, tobacco's an herb because it's not a vegetable. I don't know. I'd put it in, but I don't know that it's good for you. Although, hey, it is actually, you can make tobacco water and make a really good pesticide out of it. Just
Oh.
like old cigarettes will make.
Thank you, Southern Sown and Grown. Yes, hit that thumbs up, y'all.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Okay, so Tammy, if you could plant 3 herbs in your garden, what would they be and why?
So I'm trying to plant. So I did plant a hawthorn tree, and I'm hoping it grows. I got it in the fall. Right now, it just looks like a stick, but I've been watering. That. We'll see what happens. And the reason I grow that because hawthorn is a tincture that I take every day, and that was what I believe helped me to get off of my blood pressure medicine. I think it was a combination of the hawthorn tincture, which honestly, guys, it's slow acting. Like you better get ready to hold its hand and be friends for a real long time. Hawthorn tincture is very slow acting. I've been taking it for years, and you can take it for years. Over in Germany, they have they prescribe herbs before they prescribe synthetic pharmaceutical medications. And it is on the list of those herbs that you can take every day for the rest of your life, like spinach. So hawthorn tree is one of them. And that's what I take for that. I also put cayenne pepper in my I drink decaf, but I put it in my coffee every morning because it helps to wake me up, and it is supposed to be good for your cardiovascular system. And something's been happening, and I think it's kind of a combination for me getting off of the meds. I do a teaspoon of fire cider a day, especially through the winter. Like right now, as we're coming up on spring, I don't take it as often unless I feel like I'm, feeling like I got allergies or maybe coming down with something.
Right.
I'll take a teaspoon of fire cider, but I started taking magnesium supplements too, everybody. Blood pressure problems, but I know of people other than myself who started taking magnesium and they had to cut back their blood pressure meds. They were making their blood pressure go too low. So, but back to your question about the plants. So hawthorn, and then I'm wanting to grow comfrey. I would really like to grow comfrey here.
I was going to ask you about comfrey.
To me, that's
off camera. I was going to ask you about comfrey. Because I've heard that comfrey is not only good. Yes, well, I'm going to ask you about it now, since I forgot before we got on live. But I've heard that comfrey is not only good for you, your body, but it's good for your plants. Is that true?
Oh,
like a comfrey tea?
So I'm going to have to reach out. Okay, I'm going to have to reach out to the chat for that one. What do we call it in those games we play off the wall, Prepper? I'm going to have to take a lifeline.
All right. So we're pitching this to the lifeline.
Yeah, we don't have it. It doesn't grow naturally here. I've always just purchased comfrey root. So I don't know about using it in the garden, but I feel like it sounds familiar. Does anybody use comfrey in their garden?
Yes,
maybe.
Or have they heard that? Or am I just going crazy?
Okay, like Wendy said it. Excellent fertilizer.
Yes. Randy?
Go Wendy. Okay. That's Wendy at Southern Sown and Grown.
But I heard Randy. I'm sorry, Wendy. See, I can't hear. This is why I got to take these little earbuds off. Um, but yeah, I heard that that was a really good one because I've been really trying to like learn fertilizers because the woman that left our garden,
Mm-hmm.
the homestead that we just bought, the
Mm-hmm.
garden needed a lot of
Uh-huh.
TLC and a lot of
Yeah.
nutrients to bring the pH levels back up. But I heard
Mm-hmm.
from,
Yeah.
I think it was Living Traditions Homestead, and I know that's very like blasphemy to say
Mm-hmm.
on some people's lives that I still watch them, but I do. And they were
Works for
talking
me.
about a comfrey tea
Uh-huh.
um, that she uses, that
Oh, as a
she
fertilizer.
as a fertilizer, and she does that
Okay.
for the, correct me if I'm wrong, Wendy, potassium levels, bringing the potassium levels up. Am I right, Wendy? Oh, is also another way to keep
Definitely keeps
pests.
away pests. Awesome.
Oh,
Yeah. Grace and Fire uses it as a tea in a tea for their garden.
now, Glinda, is that for the
Thank
potassium?
you, Cat.
Say it
Great.
again.
Oh, I was just seeing Copycat subscribe to your channel. A couple people have. I don't know
Oh,
if you've
thank
noticed. I
you. Thank you.
tabs
I
on that.
haven't. Y'all have been blowing this chat up, and I am so thankful, but I am so bad. Y'all know I'm on the
These are
struggle
my
bus when it comes to
friends.
this chat.
Um, hey, and also, so somebody mentioned
Yes,
medicinal.
potassium. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you,
Okay. Cool.
Wendy. Rich in
Medicinal
nitrogen and potassium.
marijuana in Arizona. We have that, and I totally believe. I totally am a believer of that. Not, I don't need it myself, but I don't have any qualms with anybody else turning to that. It was Brandy F. Oh wait, she's Gizmo. Gizmo loves all. Yes to
Hey,
that.
hey.
And I wouldn't want to grow it though because I don't think I'd use it that much. The comfrey I use for pain oil, so I definitely would want that one.
Well,
And
here
I'd
in
love to grow
Georgia,
some.
sorry, say that again.
Oh no, you go ahead. I didn't say anything. You said
Oh, I
here
was
in
just,
Georgia.
it is not legal to grow medicinal marijuana, but a lot of
Hmm.
folks do, and Brother Chris may really like it. So
Hey,
once
Chris and
Georgia
Leary
joins,
Homestead,
hey y'all.
Northern
Once
Arizona
once
here.
Georgia steps up and joins the ranks of all the other normal people to allow us to grow it, I like you
Hmm.
believe in it. I don't personally take
Hmm.
it, but I
Yeah,
do believe that it helps
yeah.
people
I
that
think
do
it's a.
need it medicinally.
I think yes, I think God provided it with an intention for it to be
Hmm.
medicinal, but just like with anything else, you can have, you know, maybe it's being used a little more. Like you don't need it to wake up in the morning. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's supposed to be medicinal, and
right.
obviously, like topically as well, right? The CBD
Uh
oil and
huh.
all that stuff.
Well, see,
Yes,
my
says, "Oh, let it grow."
let it grow. Yes, let it grow. Let it grow. Um, the topical CBD, I'll tell you that a
Hmm.
lot of my aunts use it for
Hmm.
arthritis and that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. And they swear by it,
yeah.
like literally swear by it. So
Hmm. Hey,
come on,
Casey,
Georgia. Hey, Tammy,
hey, I can tell you some really good herbs for pain, for topical pain. If everybody
talk
in
to
the
me.
chat wants to hear. So I had a time where my hands hurt, and I'd tell my husband it's like that Pink Floyd song, like my hands are two balloons. I'm like, they should be purple. They hurt so bad. They would wake me up at night, and I didn't know what the deal was with them. So I threw like everything into I did all kinds of research. So here's the nitty gritty, and I threw it all in my pain oil, and it really does help. Comfrey is one of the ingredients. Comfrey is called a bone mender. So you can use comfrey on any like injured bones and it actually heals them better. My pain oil, I gave it to somebody who was going through rehab because they tore their, oh gosh, something in their leg, in their lower leg. Can you think of what that's called down there? In their, like above their ankle, but down in their leg. Anyways, they were in a cast, and then the cast came off, and then they were able to use my oil, but they still had to wear the boot. Well, when they went and got tested, that leg was stronger than the other one. So I think there's
Wow.
so comfrey's really good like that. But then you also want to think about if you're ever going to make your own oil, you want to bring blood to that area, right? Like, so I like you. Nope, not the femur, because it wasn't a bone. It was like a tendon. Yeah. Was it the, nope, not the Achilles. There's another one.
I'll keep popping them up.
Okay. Um, so I use that. I thought maybe it's nerve pain. A lot of people might not know St. John's wort topically is excellent for nerve pain. Any
I've heard about that.
diabetic who have nerve pain, you can infuse your own St. John's wort in olive oil. Olive oil is always my preferred oil because there's actually been a lot of studies on olive oil, maybe, but I felt like it had three little names put together. Um, Olive oil by itself actually has some healing properties when used topically based on some
Mhm.
research that I did. So I use that as my base oil. I put comfrey in there. I put St. John's wort, arnica. Arnica is another one that's really good. It's really, so you've got St. John's wort taking care of your nerves. You've got comfrey kind of hitting those bones and joints. And you've got arnica that actually helps to heal any bruising. And we're thinking like the inside of your body, there's some kind of inflammation. So arnica helps with that. And then there's another one that a lot of people don't know about, and it's called Solomon seal root. It is amazing. Solomon seal root is amazing. You could use Solomon seal root by itself in an oil on your dogs. It's also pet friendly. If you have an old dog who's got really bad hips, and that's where I've heard of Solomon seal being used a lot for. But
What?
yeah, but then also so those are like the main, herbs that are good for pain and muscular skeletal kind of pain. But then also think about what you want to happen to heal. You want to bring blood to the area. So something that's warming would be helpful, like eucalyptus.
Mhm.
I don't go with cayenne pepper because I pick at my eyes all the time, and that would be awful. And it was my hands.
As I'm picking at my eyes, yeah, I'm the
Yes,
same
I do
way.
that. And then also something that's going to move your lymph, which we talked about this morning, the calendula, those
Uh-huh.
marigolds, move your
Yep.
lymph. You can make an oil out of it.
Now, all those together,
Yeah.
what do you do for that, Tammy? Do you just boil it, soak it? I mean, what's
So
step two?
So I kind of monkeyed with my recipe and tried the different percentages. I do it percentage based. Don't necessarily do it weight based because I don't know, it's kind of obnoxious to do. Well, I mean, however works for you. Um, but I put it all together in a mason jar. I cover it with olive oil, the extra virgin olive oil, so that
Mhm.
it's good and covered. And I put it in a double broiler and I just let it simmer like all day long. And then sometimes I might want to go somewhere, so I have to turn the stove off. We leave. I come back. I turn it on again, maybe the next day. So it's not even like a 1 day process. I might let it simmer like hours on day one, hours on day two, and by day three, I'm finally doing something with it. And then you got to just strain it off. And those leaves and everything left behind, you can actually take alcohol, like vodka is what I usually take. Or you could use, I'm the next thing I'm going to do is just use what I have to make a spray, make like an alcohol spray, which is called a liniment. Okay. And you can pour vodka or you can pour 100% isopropyl. You're not, or 90% ice or 80% isopropyl. You're not going to be drinking this. You're just going to be putting in a spray bottle, and it has like a really quick reaction when it's on your skin. So you let it infuse in that alcohol. I let mine sit like a good 4 to 6 weeks with those herbs, and it's going to be like an oily, alcoholy kind of thing because
Mhm.
I'm not cleaning it; just come out of oil. All those herbs did, but I do like to take advantage of having that spray liniment because my husband hates to have any oil on him. He hates that. If I'm like, let me rub this on his skin, it gets super dry, and he won't even let me use lotion. One of them.
Well, that's a
But
man.
it is. But if he has a sore elbow or something is hurting him, I can use that spray and it'll spray right on and it's almost instantaneous. Where
Wow.
the oil,
It's no waste.
my oil takes about 15 minutes to kick in. I've timed it. The natural things for fleas for dogs. Oh my God. So our dogs have never had fleas and I've never had to treat those, but I have heard of some things that are good. I don't know that I'm the best person to suggest what would be best.
Yeah, Destiny has, and of course, I say that I need to knock on my wood table.
Mm-hmm.
That Destiny has not had fleas,
Mm-hmm.
but we are going out to the country,
Uh-huh.
so I may be speaking a little too soon. Uh,
Uh-huh.
I haven't heard of natural things for the fleas. I know there are,
I know
uh,
there are. I've
but
just
I
never had to do them.
mm-mm.
Anybody in the chat have anything to share about natural things for
We're,
fleas
toss
for
it,
your dogs?
we're gonna toss it to the studio audience,
Yeah. Take our lifeline again.
right?
Okay. Tea
uh,
tree oil.
Tea tree oil. I love me some tea tree oil. I use that in my
Mm-hmm.
candles.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Do
and I know it
you?
has. Yes. Oh my gosh. I did one. Now we have a company now that does all of our fragrances, but when I was first starting, I did a tea tree, a Fraser fir, and a frankincense. It
Uh-huh.
smelled so good together. I don't know why I put
Oh,
those three
wow.
together, but I just
Mm-hmm.
did.
Awesome. Yeah.
Diatomaceous earth. Yes, that's another.
Yeah.
I've heard
Off the wall prepper said, no lifelines, Grandma, you're out.
that.
Yep, there's another one. Tea tree oil for lice, too.
hmm
Hmm. Yeah. I tell you, so this year I'm trying to just grow. I want to grow all kinds of herbs. It's going to be fun.
Me too.
We'll see what takes. Because I like my herbs that the things I make tea out of, the lemon balm.
Mhm.
I wish I could, and I don't have any seeds for it, but the horsetail's really good. Makes me think, because since I was transplanting those potatoes over the weekend and my back's been kind of sore, so I've been trying to drink my tea that has the horsetail in it because it's
Uh,
got high silica content and it's good for your back. And I'll swear that when I do that, it helps.
Now, are your herbs perennials or the ones that you've
Oh, I've
planted
been
so
buying
far?
my herbs from Mountain Rose Herbs,
Oh,
other
okay.
than the ones that I
You have said
harvest.
that. Huh?
Yep. Other than the ones I harvest from, the forest. Off the Wall Prepper wants to know where your store is. Is it an Etsy website, Casey?
It is an Etsy website. It is down right now because we are doing some remodeling on it. But it will be back up in about a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I had to bring it down because I'm real picky on pictures and stuff and how it looks. And I was like, oh, I hate every single picture that's on here. So I decided to take it down.
You have a good artistic flair to you.
I'm so glad. I will send you more scents. Y'all DM me. I have new scents coming out. So if y'all want to try them, DM me. I'll send you some. Because I love me some scents. I love scents. And we were just talking about herbs. I'm really excited too about growing herbs this year. Because I
Mm-hmm.
only did like the basic last year. Because last year was my practice year. I
Uh-huh.
did chamomile, I did rosemary, I did basil, and I
Mm-hmm.
did cilantro.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But this year, I've actually, luckily enough, grown some lemon balm from seed. So I'm
Oh, awesome.
really excited to try that because I love hot tea. I love
Yeah.
hot tea.
Yeah.
Um, Me, mom, and Chris's girlfriend Tara, we're big into the hot teas.
Mm-hmm.
So mint tea, all of that kind of stuff.
Do
So
you
as much
like
as I,
do you like to make herbal iced teas as well? Because I'll
you know,
make them hot and pour them over ice in the
mom
summer.
does.
Mm-hmm.
Mom does. She found a Starbucks one that she liked that she tried to recreate herself. and
Uh-huh.
actually did
Yeah.
very well.
Awesome.
Um, and yeah, so she during the summer, that's what she lives on is um,
Mhm.
not iced tea like normal Southern people would think, because we're not
Mhm.
a sweet tea
Yeah.
kind of family. I know that's
Yeah. I do
blasphemy.
love sweet tea though. I love
I
sweet
see.
tea, but
I've
I
just
like
never been a
herbal.
sweet tea fan. Huh?
I have to tell you a story of a huge
Thank you
disappointment I
for
had.
coming.
Hey, Brandy, have a good one. Um, when I went to Starbucks years ago, because there's no Starbucks up here, so we are going back years. But I had gone, I was out. You know how it is when you're working two jobs basically, and you're running around all the time. It's
Hmm.
a lot of money gets spent on things like Starbucks and fast food.
Which literally was tonight, by the way.
Yeah, so I went to Starbucks and I ordered a hibiscus tea, and she told me we're out of hibiscus. And I said, or she said, no, she said, we're out of the berry juice or something that goes in it. I was like, that's okay. And they gave me a drink that was clear and it was supposed to be hibiscus tea. And I was like, holy crap, you guys have been giving me fake hibiscus tea. Like, I know I buy hibiscus and make hibiscus tea. This isn't
You've
even
given
real.
me fake stuff.
You're giving me fake hibiscus tea. I was so bummed. I never bought it from there again.
Most of all their stuff, I always say, everybody's like, oh, but Starbucks coffee is the best. It really isn't, y'all. It really
Mm-hmm.
isn't. Let's
Yep.
be for real, for real, for real, for
Mm-hmm.
real. It
Yep.
really isn't. If I had to like say any fast food place had the best coffee, it was be McDonald's.
Oh
But
my God. McDonald's does have good coffee,
they
don't
have
they?
really good coffee.
They do. I like it. Hey,
But
Tamara. Good point. I don't know if everybody saw Tamara's comment.
I was just about to put that up.
Yep. Warfarin and Coumadin. Garlic thins your blood. Also, so it could make your blood thinner than what the doctors are intending it to do. Mhm. Good
It
point, Tammy.
thins it way, way more than what doctors think
Mm-hmm.
they
Yeah.
should do.
As does aspirin. So if
Uh
you're on
huh.
blood thinner, you gotta be careful taking any aspirin too. I'm sure you. If
If
you're
I
on
can recommend, just drink a glass of wine. That will thin your blood.
it.
You know, I'm the wine queen over here. I'm trying to look at the
Con
other
coffee
ones.
from Hawaii or Blue Mountain from Jamaica. Those are the best off the wall prepper.
Oh,
That's
blue.
fancy coffee. I don't know.
No, Blue Mountain I have had, and it's really
Oh,
good.
Kona. Is it?
Uh huh. And I'll tell you only because I'm saying this live because I want them to sponsor my channel. Cafe Bustelo. If you've
Mm-hmm.
not had it, it's actually it's an inexpensive. I'm trying to choose my words right. Inexpensive of the coffee, and it is so good. It's a dark roast. Oh, it's so good.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Oh my gosh. So
Yes, it does.
the old sweet farm, I won a prize because their chicken picked my name, which was the most awesome thing ever. And they sent me this bag of stuff, like Minnesota things, and one of them was coffee. And that coffee, it's caffeinated, so my husband drinks it more than me, but I get drinks of his because it is so good.
Do you
And
not do caffeinated coffee?
I, it's the caffeine is too much for me. I guess I'm already a spaz enough, and you know, so I try not to do too much caffeine, either in coffee or soda or tea form. But oh, that's awesome. So yeah, this Minnesota coffee company is so good too.
What
Hey there,
coffee
zombie.
brand was it?
So tincture wise, Casey,
Hey, hey.
Hawthorn tincture is one that I always have. While I was sick, I did bone set tincture. And I heard about it in the herbal community, and Ark Wildman Survival kind of confirmed it. Like, somebody I know who had first time use of it. But bone set, you have to get it. I mean, unless you happen to have it grow where you live, and I certainly don't. I bought it online. I started my tincture out a long time ago to make sure that I had it. And I took it whenever, if I woke up in the middle of the night coughing, because you do that with the cinnamon vanilla. I I woke up coughing while I was sick, and when I did, I would go and I'd take 8 drops of the bone set tincture, and that did it for me. And if I was coughing during the day, the bone set tincture, I would, if it was during the day, I'd take the bone set tincture, the 8 drops in water, and then take it like a shot. And then in the daytime, I could also drink a cup of mullein and yarrow tea. But the bone set tincture is awesome. If anybody is, concerned about getting sick with something that might cause you to have a cough or any lung issues, then
Now,
get some
Tammy, have
bone
you
set.
ever thought about creating like a tincture cookbook for
Oh my
subscribers
gosh, that's a
to
really good idea.
purchase? Because
Yeah,
I'd be the first one doing it.
that's a good
Tammy,
idea.
let's talk offline, girl. I'm gonna create the front design. I'm gonna be your editor, okay?
Oh,
Nobody
that's
take this
awesome.
idea in the chat now, okay? It's mine.
Yes, I love
But
that
no,
one.
you should,
Yeah, I that's a good idea. I started
because
like an herbal notebook for my kids just so I have all the information
which
in
is
one spot.
important,
Yeah, cuz they just know they come to me, right?
right? When in
Mhm.
doubt, come to mom. That's usually how it works.
Exactly. Yeah. But that the dandelion leaf, I make a tincture out of dandelion leaves. So a lot of people know about oh, off the wall is so freaking funny.
Right, Glenda? I'm telling you, Tammy would be a New York Times bestseller. Right? See, look at this. Look at this. I'm feeling
Oh,
it. I'm
that's
feeling
awesome.
the energy. Yes, Tammy, we got to get you a. We got to get you a cookbook. Hey,
That
Beth.
that is a fun idea. That is a fun idea. So I was saying dandelion, still talking more tincture talk.
I will.
So dandelion, a lot of people like to take dandelion root tincture, or they've heard of dandelion roots. You can actually roast them.
Hmm.
I would never drink a dandelion root as just a coffee or by itself. Like, y'all throw some chicory roots in there. Then you could have yourself a good coffee. That gets your bowels a moving first thing in the morning too. But
That's a good thing. That means everything's working. Everything's working.
yep. But dandelion leaf tincture is a really great treatment for edema. Or, in other words, it's like a diuretic. It helps you
Uh-huh.
get rid of extra fluid. So, dandelion leaf tincture is another one that is a go to for me because I'll tend to be somebody who accumulates fluids.
And see, I've heard that multiple times. So that's another one that I really do need to write down is the dandelion
Leaf,
root.
not the root. The root's going
The
to
da-
help clear out your liver, and
okay.
yeah, you'll be going to the bathroom. But the leaf, you're going to be, maybe you'll be going to the bathroom, but you'll be doing number one.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
good
and a
thing,
lot of
huh?
people, yeah, and a lot of people don't realize the difference between how the leaf impacts your body versus the root, but it really does. You think of number one and number two, basically.
I have to go back. Okay. Oh, is it really? Happy National
Is it?
Dandelion
Oh
Day?
my goodness,
Is it for real?
that's
For
awesome.
real? Oh, that
Oh,
is
see, I'm just
awesome.
gonna ready to believe them.
So was I. You see, I'm about to post it on my
They said
Instagram.
so.
The internet said so. Um,
It
somebody
was
said, "Oh,
Miss
here
and
we
Mary's
go."
homestead.
I'm getting my coffee plants and already ordered tobacco seeds. I probably am going to butcher this
Awesome.
name, so I
Passamaquoddy.
apologize. Okay,
I
where
covered
do
you.
you live? Where do you live that is going to grow good? Because I'd like to know if it will do good for me. Because I'd love to have a coffee plant. Because I am a coffee addict. I will at least say that on national YouTube television.
Mm-hmm.
We won't
You
go
know
into.
what, though? Casey, I just say grow it and find out. You know what I
You know,
mean? Like,
I really should. One of my
that's what
friends
I'm
hit
going to
me
have
up.
to do.
That's what I need to do. I mean,
Yeah.
because we get hot enough here that it could
Mm-hmm.
feel like Texas and Mexico.
Uh-huh.
Um, but who was it that one of my friends, Elizabeth, is sending me quinoa to see if the
Uh-huh.
quinoa grows
Oh,
here. So I've never
huh.
done that before. And
I'm
I'm like,
wondering how you harvest it. Them are little bitty old.
She said they're extremely complicated. We're supposed to be doing a collab.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
I think it's me, Lisa,
Oh, is she
Alicia.
gonna try too?
I think Lisa's getting sent some, so it'll be funny because Lisa said it's
Awesome.
not going to grow here.
Yeah. Well, she's got so Lisa's. I wonder if she's going to try to do it with her hydroponics.
She probably will because I'm telling
Yeah.
you. Let me tell you, Tammy, when Lisa talks about hydroponics,
Uh
it
huh.
inspires all of us, the cast
Yeah.
of Round the Hay Bale, to
Uh
try it
huh.
out because you think, oh God, it's so complicated. No, I don't know if I can do that. God, that's really
Uh huh.
complicated. And then the way Lisa explains it, you're like, oh, okay, maybe I can try it.
I can do
Because
that.
I'm going to try it with lettuce. I mean, because
I'm
her
trying
plants
it.
look amazing.
I
Have you
haven't
seen her
shared it on any
pictures?
videos, but I've tried. I've got this. I got the rock wool. I followed her links. I got the rock wool.
Uh
I got
huh.
my seeds. I'm trying everything that's like the leaves, like the lettuce leaves, like not too tall ones, but the shorter ones. I'm trying dill, basil. Gosh, what else do I have in there?
Oh, dill. That was another one that I love.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, and we'll see how it does, right? We only know when we try.
Exactly. And then if it does well, you continue and you can literally have it year round.
Hmm.
Luckily for me, our weather in Georgia, I can do year round in the greenhouse.
Uh huh.
And I have a ginormous greenhouse that I can just plant crazy
Hmm.
random things anyways. But I
Yeah,
think for y'all
you
in the north,
do. Oh my god, you
I,
do.
I
It
have
can
to.
be
Okay.
hard. It's
I'm
so
going to
large.
send you an email, Tammy, of some pictures because I'm confused on why this woman did some of the things she did on
Uh
the
huh.
greenhouse. Because
Huh.
the sides roll up,
Uh
like
huh.
the plastic rolls up,
Okay.
and then
That's cool.
she put chicken wire, the little
Uh-huh.
small wire chicken wire,
Yeah.
and then old screens. But I can't get a wind flow, so I'm thinking I should probably take the
Oh.
screens down
Yeah. And
because
leave
it
the
gets
chicken there.
hot. It gets hot in there. Woo.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
It
was
is.
it the other day? It was like 67 outside, and I went into the greenhouse where the thermostat was thing, and it was
Mhm.
84 degrees. I was like,
Mhm.
that's almost 20 degrees warmer in the
Mhm.
greenhouse.
Yeah.
So,
I would, if you think about where you live and you're talking about how hot it is, I mean, they grow them in Brazil.
right.
You're bound to be able to grow them in there. And
Absolutely. And that's what we're going to go with.
yeah, and I'm looking at some people in the chat. Um, Grace and Fire said you can grow coffee plants indoors as a house plant, even.
Really?
So game's open to everybody. Somebody should do a challenge on coffee growing
I think
or
me and Tammy
tobacco.
made. Now, see that for both of them.
Yeah, me too.
We may have to talk afterwards and see who'd be interested to try that. Let's see.
Looks like Color Drop
Thank
is
you so
already doing it.
much. Yeah, she was saying you got your seeds from Etsy. Yeah. Um,
Hmm. Yeah.
have you already planted them?
Yeah, she says the Color Drop said
I'm
I
way
have
behind.
tobacco seedlings going. Oh, you got another subscriber.
Thank you so much, y'all. It means so much to get all that. I just am so grateful and appreciative and honored that you would use a subscribe on our channel because we are the Hot Mess Express.
You guys have a great channel.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying
You
to find.
do.
Did she say tobacco plant challenge? Yes, I am down.
Yeah.
And yes, I am,
Yeah.
Christina, I'm down for a coffee challenge too. Let's chat it up. Let's find
Yeah.
out.
Okay, Wendy said coffee and backer. Thumbs up on that. Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
That's going to be a good like prepping commodity because heck, you're going to
Uh-huh.
either have it for your own use or bartering. I'm going to have some desperate folks.
We were joking about that the other night on the podcast when we were shooting. We were like, God, we got to figure out certain things for bartering. And
Uh-huh.
me and Lisa were joking and saying, if you have some good old cigarettes and bottles of vodka or scotch or bourbon, it's great
Mhm.
bartering tools.
Yeah.
But coffee
Yeah.
is another one. People love their
Mhm.
coffee, and
They
they'll barter
do.
with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, Petal of Souls said I'm down. Two favorite things.
Oh, I may need to look into this. Tobacco is challenging when starting. The seed are tiny, tiny. It's also a huge process to harvest and prepare the leaves. But see, that's some good content right there. The
Yeah,
color drop.
it is. And if we all do it and share our experiences in different climates and different growing zones, I think that would
Yes.
just be awesome. I feel like people that are watching would get a lot out of that, of seeing us struggle.
Right.
Even our failure would be knowledge.
But see, that's why people go to YouTube. I think is not necessarily just to see. They want to learn of people that have actually done it and learn what not to do, along with
Uh-huh.
what to do. I know I do.
Yep.
I like to
So
watch the failure videos.
yes, and Zombie Prepper, a shine making challenge. And I know what you're talking about because I didn't know that's against the law, I guess, which doesn't make any sense to me
You
because
know
you
what?
can make beer, but that's a valid
Right.
concern I have because I love tinctures and I
Mhm.
think of it as medicine. Talk about wound cleaning. I mean, shoot, and let's if we don't have any anesthesia, drink up, buddy. This is all you got.
This is
I'm
all you
just
got.
saying.
No, but you know what's so funny when we walked the homestead property before we purchased it. So we're walking the back like 3 acres of the property, and I'm
Uh
like
huh.
looking around, and I'm seeing all these giant like they look like old wine jugs, empty wine jugs, glass wine jugs,
Uh
and I'm
huh.
like, this is so trashy.
Uh
Why
huh.
would somebody have like stacks
Ooh.
and stacks? And my brother was like, that man was making that shine. And he was making moonshine before he
Oh,
passed.
oh man, I wish I knew somebody to. I wish I knew someone to teach me how.
Me
'Cause that's
too.
like a really good skill to have. It has more use than just getting drunk. It really does. See, off the wall yes, the shine.
I'm
I'd
trying
be
to
in on
catch
it, but
up.
you'd have to tell me how to do it.
Me too. I'd be in. I'd be down for the get down. Everything is
Yeah.
legal in Missouri. That's true though.
And
True
that's why
story.
Missouri is one of the places I wouldn't mind moving to.
Me
Missouri and
too.
Arkansas.
Arca. Uh oh, we lost Tammy, y'all. Nope, she's back. There she is. Tammy, are
Who,
you with
me?
us? Yes.
Yeah. Can you
Are
hear
you
me?
drop? Yeah, you dropped off for a second,
Oh,
but you
gosh.
bounced back. You bounced back. Pineapple shine. That does sound good because I love me a pina colada. Not that it's the
Yes.
same
And
thing, but it
mhm.
would sound good.
So, Southern Growth said, oh, and Mountain Grandmother Cricket Eating Challenge.
If
And
y'all
Casey
didn't
said he
know,
believes.
I am going to be doing it. So I'm kind of
I'm in
excited.
the woods, so I'm not going to get to the post office until probably tomorrow or the day after.
Oh,
Because
see,
the
I'm
post
going to
office
be.
closes at like 3.
You said close at 3?
Yeah. Small town problems.
Oh, see, that's what I'm getting into. I actually leave to go back to the homestead for 11 days Thursday. So I'm gonna be in the boony
Well,
boonies a couple days.
awesome.
Hold on,
Hey,
you're
you
breaking
know
up,
what?
so I'm
I
waiting
wrote a
for you to
song
come
called
back.
Nowhere
Hold on.
Fast.
Maybe it's my computer.
Am I here?
Very
No, I'm
robot-y.
looking on my phone
No,
and I
I
look.
see. I see.
Is it working?
Yep, I hear you.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm in the woods.
I'm in the woods.
I don't know if everybody saw my community page, the trailer, our 1968 little trailer, but this is it that I'm sitting in because it's super windy out today. If I was outside, you'd hear shh.
The wind. No, but
Uh-huh.
we definitely need, okay, so we need to decide in the chat now. Are we going to do a coffee tobacco challenge, growing challenge, or a shine challenge? Let's get your votes in. Get your votes in now in the chat below.
I have just a comment.
Shine and
That
wine.
shine challenge is going to be, but the thing is, everybody's going to have to go and get their equipment. Whereas I say we do them both because
I agree.
everybody can get tobacco seeds and coffee seeds and plant them and see what happens.
Yep.
But a lot of people might not be able to get the shine challenge done. Oh, it might get some of us in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because there's that
especially
whole
if we
thing about it
post.
being illegal. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to post. Good point. Hey, I still want to do it, though. I just don't have to tell people.
See, that's one of the things that I was saying that I need to get off the wall prepper. You know what I'm talking about. When subscribers can pay like $1 more to get like certain content. That's what it needs to be for, really. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of equipment do you need to make shine?
So
That
you
I
need a
don't know.
distillation equipment. You need a distiller, and you can actually buy a distiller to make your own distilled water. So you can purchase the distilled water. I won't tell nobody. Off the wall. But,
You know, I'm
need that
actually trying
still.
wine this year. I'm actually going to give a good old hee-ho to try out wine because we have 8 grapevines on our property. So I'm going to try to do some homemade wine this year.
Yeah.
Because I know that one's not illegal. So I'll be able to post that on my YouTube.
There you go.
You can grow corn. Yes, you can. And I don't know if that would be considered shine, though, or if it would be considered.
Oh, but we could. Okay.
What is corn, though?
Challenge.
Corn is that's not bourbon.
On the cob.
The liquor, Tammy, the liquor. Oh, really? Oh, and see, I love M.I. Gardner seeds. If nobody has gotten M.I. Gardner seeds, his seeds are actually, Luke's seeds are amazing. But Glenda says that coffee seeds are $2 at M.I. Gardner. If somebody wants to post that link to where people can get it. Hi, Alicia. We were literally talking about you a couple times.
Hey, Alicia.
It was all good stuff, though, girl. All good stuff, friend. Corn sour mash.
Yep.
Is that a drink?
I think so.
Oh, corn is moonshine. Okay. Corn is moonshine.
Okay.
Interesting.
So we have a corn growing contest. Don't tell everybody what we're doing with corn.
I actually, yes, your ears were burning. Alicia, we're trying to decide if we should do a collab on coffee growing to try to grow coffee, to try to go tobacco, or to try to make shine. So put your vote in, Alicia.
I'm saying we do it all.
Tammy wants to do it all, and I'm actually with her.
Yeah. And I am growing corn this year.
Alicia,
see, we could do the corn growing challenge. You were a child of the corn.
Oh my gosh, y'all are so funny. Wait, Alicia, was that a vote or was that a question? Even though I don't see question marks, is that your vote? But no, Tammy, I'm actually growing corn this year. I was in a seed swap with my friend Christina at Hilltop Gardens, and I got 2 types of corns. I got a peaches and cream, and I got a blue Indian popcorn, which I'm so excited about. The blue Indian popcorn. I'm gonna have to because I
Oh,
have
I'm
so many of
excited
those
for
seeds. I may
you.
send you some, Tammy. I'll have to send you some because I got a lot,
I
but I
would
won't be able to
love
send you all.
that.
But she said it's so easy
I
that
would
once
love that.
you let the corn grow and then dry off, and then you store it and you
Mhm.
can put it in a brown paper bag with some butter in the microwave, and it makes popcorn.
What? Oh, that is awesome. That would be another good bartering thing. Eventually, like,
Oh, my brothers
we're going to
dabble.
run out of. Oh, that's awesome, Alicia. You could give us the 411.
And she can
We just
too.
couldn't show that we did it.
That's what I've heard, Christina.
Yeah.
I've heard that peaches and cream corn is really, really good. So I'm really excited to try that. Um, I'm really excited about this
Oh,
blue
man.
Indian
I was excited
popcorn.
about doing corn. Yeah,
Are you growing corn this year,
me
Tammy?
too. My corn's growing. Uh-huh. I'm going to grow corn, but it's nothing fun like yours.
No, I'm going to send you some blue Indian popcorn
Oh, yay. Yep. I'm doing it.
to try it out. So
Hmm.
just
Yep.
DM me, email me, and I'll send it out to you because I'm really excited about this blue Indian popcorn.
Awesome. Me too.
Alrighty, y'all. Well, I've taken up an hour and 16 minutes of Mountain Grandma's time. So we won't hold her much longer so she can go out and be with her husband, spend some family time. But
In
thank
the
you,
woods.
Tammy, for coming on my live in the woods. In the woods. Thank you for so much for coming on my live. Thank you for having me on your live
Yeah,
this
thank
morning
you.
again. If you didn't know about that, I'm posting the link in the chat. I was on the 7F goal setting live this morning with Tammy and Lisa. Go check it out. She did have a busy Tuesday. Yeah, she did
I
have a
did.
busy Tuesday. She did all of the talk show circuit today. She was on the talk show circuit. Thank you, Off the Wall Prep. Thank y'all for stopping in. Thank y'all for
This was so
liking and
fun.
subscribing and hit the thumbs up. And y'all leave a
Mhm.
comment below if y'all want to see a tincture cookbook by Tammy because I'm going to edit it with Off the Wall Prepper. We're going to co-edit just so he doesn't steal my idea. All right, y'all. Bye, everyone. Have a good night.
Everybody, bye.